Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to know that wherever you are right now, whatever brought you here today, you are exactly where you need to be. There's something stirring within you, isn't there? A quiet knowing that life can be different, that there's more waiting for you than what you're currently experiencing. Maybe you've been feeling stuck, like no matter how hard you try, the same patterns keep showing up in your life. Perhaps you've been wondering why some people seem to effortlessly attract wonderful opportunities, loving relationships, and abundance, while you feel like you're pushing against a wall that just won't budge. I understand that feeling completely. There have been times when you've probably looked around and thought, why is this so hard for me? What am I doing wrong? And sweet one, I want you to know that you're not doing anything wrong. You're not broken, and you're certainly not behind in life. What's happening is that you're simply ready for a shift, and that readiness itself is a beautiful thing. It means your soul is calling you towards something greater, something more aligned with who you truly are. You might have tried different approaches before. Maybe you've read books, attended seminars, or listened to countless videos about changing your life. And yet, here you are, still searching for that key that will finally unlock the door to the life you know is possible. The truth is, that key has always been with you. It's not hidden somewhere outside of you, waiting to be discovered in some complex system or elaborate technique. It's much simpler and much more powerful than that. What I want to share with you today is something that changed everything for me, and I've watched it transform countless lives over the years. It's not about completely overhauling your entire existence overnight. It's not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts when everything around you feels challenging. And it's certainly not about pretending that your current struggles don't matter. This is about something much more gentle and far more effective. The beautiful truth is that the smallest shifts in how we think and feel can create the most profound changes in what we attract into our lives. When I say small, I truly mean small. We're talking about tiny adjustments in your inner world that begin to ripple outward in ways that will amaze you. You don't need to become a different person. You don't need to have it all figured out. You simply need to be willing to make one small shift at a time. Right now, as you're listening to these words, I want you to feel into your body for a moment. Notice what's there. Maybe there's some tension in your shoulders from carrying worries about the future. Perhaps there's a tightness in your chest from disappointments that haven't quite healed. Or maybe there's just a general sense of weariness from trying so hard for so long. Whatever you're feeling, it's perfectly okay. These feelings are messengers, and they're here to guide you toward what wants to change. You see, your current experience, whether it feels good or challenging, is always giving you information. It's showing you where your thoughts and emotions have been focused, and it's offering you the opportunity to choose differently. This isn't about judging what you've created so far. Your life experiences have brought you to this moment of readiness for something new, and that's exactly what needed to happen. There's a part of you that knows you're capable of so much more than what you've been settling for. That part of you that lights up when you see others living joyfully, creating beautiful lives, or following their dreams with confidence. That same spark exists within you, and it's been waiting patiently for you to remember how powerful you truly are. Today, we're going to gently awaken that power together. The journey we're beginning today isn't about perfection, it's about connection. Connection to your inner wisdom, connection to your natural ability to attract good things, and connection to the loving universe that wants to support you in every way. You don't have to earn your right to a beautiful life. You don't have to prove that you're worthy of love, success, or happiness. These things are your birthright, and they're available to you right now, in this very moment. As we move forward together, I want you to breathe deeply and let yourself relax into possibility. Let yourself consider, even if it feels scary or unfamiliar, that your life can change for the better. Let yourself wonder what it would feel like to wake up excited about your day, to feel confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, and to trust that good things are always flowing toward you. Now let's talk about something truly magical. There's a principle in nature that demonstrates how the smallest changes can create the most extraordinary results. When a butterfly flaps its wings in one part of the world, that tiny movement can eventually influence weather patterns thousands of miles away. The same principle applies to the shifts you make in your inner world. One small change in how you think or feel about yourself can set in motion a series of events that completely transforms your outer experience. This isn't just a beautiful metaphor. There's actual science behind why small shifts create such powerful results. Your brain is constantly forming new pathways based on your thoughts and experiences. Every time you choose a slightly different thought, every time you respond to a situation with a little more love or patience, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways. You're creating new patterns that support the life you want to live. Think about it like this. If you were driving from one city to another and you adjusted your direction by just 1 degree, you might not notice the difference immediately. But over the course of hundreds of miles, that 1 degree would take you to a completely different destination. The same thing happens when you make small adjustments in your thinking patterns. At first, the changes might feel subtle, almost imperceptible. But over time, these small shifts compound and create dramatic transformations in your life experience. The reason many people give up on personal growth is because they expect immediate, obvious results from massive changes. They try to force themselves to think completely differently overnight, or they attempt to overhaul their entire lifestyle all at once. When they don't see instant results, they assume it's not working and return to their old patterns. But real transformation doesn't happen through force or dramatic gestures. It happens through gentle, consistent shifts that honor your natural rhythm and allow your nervous system to adapt gradually. Your mind and body are incredibly intelligent. They want to support you in creating positive change, but they also want to keep you safe. When you try to change too much too quickly, your system can go into resistance mode because it perceives the rapid change as a threat. However, when you make small, loving adjustments, your mind and body can relax into the new patterns without triggering resistance. This is why a single shift in perspective can sometimes solve a problem you've been struggling with for years. It's not that the solution was complicated. It's that you found the gentle approach that your system could accept and integrate. Once your mind and body recognize that this new way of thinking or being actually feels better and safer than the old way, they begin to support you in maintaining the new pattern. Consider how water shapes rock over time. Water doesn't force its way through stone by being aggressive or impatient. It simply flows consistently, and over time, it creates beautiful canyons and sculptures that seem impossible. Your small, consistent shifts in consciousness work the same way. They gently reshape the landscape of your life, creating pathways for good things to flow to you more easily. The beauty of this approach is that it meets you where you are right now. You don't need to pretend to feel different than you do. You don't need to fake enthusiasm or convince yourself that everything is perfect when it's not. You simply need to be willing to make one small shift in the direction of love, one small shift toward what you want instead of what you don't want, one small shift toward trust instead of fear. These shifts might be as simple as catching yourself in the middle of a worried thought and gently redirecting your attention to something you appreciate, or noticing when you're being harsh with yourself and choosing to speak to yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend. Perhaps it's taking 3 deep breaths before reacting to a challenging situation. or choosing to focus on what's working in your life instead of what's missing. Each time you make one of these small choices, you're sending a signal to the universe that you're ready for something different. You're demonstrating through your actions that you're willing to be part of the solution rather than remaining stuck in the problem. And the universe responds to these signals by bringing you more opportunities to practice your new way of being and more evidence that your positive changes are making a real difference. To understand how attraction really works, we need to look at what's happening right now in your inner world. Every moment of every day, you're broadcasting a signal through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This signal is like a radio station, constantly transmitting your inner state out into the universe. And just like a radio station, you attract back experiences, people, and opportunities that match the frequency you're broadcasting. This isn't something mystical or complicated, it's simply the way energy works. When you consistently think thoughts that make you feel hopeful and excited, you naturally take actions that align with those feelings. You notice opportunities that you might have missed when you were focused on problems. You interact with people in ways that inspire them to respond positively to you. You make choices that support your well-being rather than sabotage it. Right now, your current life circumstances are showing you exactly what frequency you've been broadcasting. This isn't meant to make you feel guilty or ashamed if things aren't going the way you'd like. It's simply information that can help you understand where you have the power to create change. Every area of your life, from your relationships to your finances to your health, is reflecting back to you the predominant thoughts and feelings you've been holding. If you're experiencing struggle in certain areas, it means you've been unconsciously focused on lack, limitation, or fear in those areas. If you're experiencing joy and abundance in other areas, it means you've been naturally aligned with positive thoughts and feelings in those domains. The beautiful thing about this understanding is that it puts you back in the driver's seat of your life. Once you realize that your inner state is creating your outer experience, you can begin to consciously choose thoughts and feelings that support what you want to attract. Many people resist this idea at first because they think it means they're to blame for everything challenging that has happened to them. But that's not what this is about at all. You learn to think and feel the way you do based on your experiences, your upbringing, and the beliefs that were passed down to you. None of this was your fault, and you were doing the best you could with the awareness you had at the time. What's empowering about understanding attraction is that it means you're not a victim of circumstances. You're not at the mercy of other people's choices or random events in the world. You have the power to shift your inner experience, and when you do that consistently, your outer experience begins to shift as well. This doesn't mean you can control every detail of what happens to you, but it does mean you can influence the general direction and quality of your life experience. Let's look at how this shows up in practical ways. If you've been thinking thoughts like, "I never have enough money," or "I can't afford that," you're broadcasting a frequency of lack and limitation around money. The universe responds by bringing you experiences that confirm these beliefs. You might find unexpected expenses, miss out on opportunities, or feel constantly stressed about finances. This isn't punishment. It's simply the natural result of focusing your attention on scarcity. On the other hand, if you've been appreciating the money you do have, focusing on the abundance that surrounds you in nature, and feeling grateful for your ability to take care of your basic needs, you're broadcasting a frequency of abundance. The universe responds by bringing you more experiences of having enough, finding good deals, receiving unexpected money, or discovering new sources of income. The same principle applies to relationships. If you've been focusing on how lonely you feel, how difficult it is to find good people, or how you always seem to attract the wrong type of person, you're broadcasting a frequency that attracts more evidence of those beliefs. But if you've been appreciating the love that already exists in your life, treating yourself with kindness, and focusing on the qualities you want to experience in relationships, you begin to attract people who match that energy. Your health responds to your inner frequency as well. Thoughts of worry, stress, and fear create tension in your body and can contribute to physical symptoms. Thoughts of appreciation, peace, and trust help your body relax and support its natural healing abilities. This doesn't mean that positive thinking alone cures all illnesses, but it does mean that your mental and emotional state plays a significant role in your overall well-being. The key to shifting your attraction point is becoming aware of where your attention has been focused without judging yourself for it. Notice the thoughts that run through your mind most often. Pay attention to how you feel when you think about different areas of your life. Observe the stories you tell yourself about what's possible for you and what's not. This awareness itself begins to create change. When you catch yourself thinking a thought that doesn't feel good or doesn't support what you want to create, you can gently choose a different thought. You don't have to force yourself to believe something that feels completely untrue. You can simply reach for a thought that feels slightly better, slightly more hopeful, or slightly more loving. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never find love," you might shift to, "I'm learning to love myself more each day, and that's preparing me for a beautiful relationship." If you notice yourself thinking, "I can't do anything right," you might shift to, "I'm human and I'm doing my best. I'm growing and learning every day." These small shifts in your inner dialogue begin to change the signal you're broadcasting, and the universe responds by bringing you experiences that match your new frequency. The most important shift you can make in your attraction journey is moving from resistance to allowing. This might sound simple, but it's actually one of the most profound changes you can experience. Most of us have been taught to fight against what we don't want. We push against problems, struggle against limitations, and battle our circumstances. While this approach might seem logical, it actually creates more of what we're trying to avoid. When you fight against something, you're putting all of your energy and attention on that very thing. You're thinking about it, talking about it, feeling stressed about it, and taking action from a place of fear or frustration. All of that energy serves to strengthen its presence in your life. It's like trying to escape from quicksand by struggling harder. The more you fight, the deeper you sink. This doesn't mean you become passive or give up on improving your life. Allowing is not about resignation or accepting things that truly need to change. Allowing is about shifting from a state of tension and resistance to a state of openness and flow. It's about working with the natural currents of life rather than swimming against them. Think about a river flowing around a large boulder. The water doesn't try to push the boulder out of the way. It doesn't get frustrated or angry at the boulder for being there. It simply flows around it, finding the path of least resistance while continuing toward its destination. This is the energy of allowing. You acknowledge what's there without making it wrong, and you find ways to move toward what you want that feel good and sustainable. When you're in a state of allowing, you're open to solutions that you couldn't see when you were in resistance mode. You're receptive to help from unexpected sources. You're able to hear your inner guidance more clearly because you're not drowning it out with the noise of struggle and stress. You become a magnet for the very things you've been wanting because you're no longer blocking them with your resistance. One of the most powerful ways to shift from resistance to allowing is through your breath. Your breath is always available to you, and it's directly connected to your nervous system. When you're in resistance, your breathing becomes shallow and tight. When you allow yourself to breathe deeply and slowly, You signal to your entire system that it's safe to relax and open. Try this with me right now. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly first, then your chest. Hold that breath gently for just a moment. Then slowly release it through your mouth, letting your shoulders drop and your jaw soften. Do this 3 times and notice how your energy begins to shift. This simple practice can move you from resistance to allowing in just a few moments. Another way to practice allowing is to catch yourself when you're using force in your thinking or actions. Notice when you're trying to make something happen through sheer willpower, or when you're pushing against a situation with anger or frustration. In those moments, pause and ask yourself, how can I approach this with more ease? What would love do here? Often, the answer will be to step back, breathe, and look for a gentler approach. Allowing also means trusting that there's intelligence at work in your life beyond what your mind can figure out. There's a bigger picture that you might not be able to see from where you're standing right now. When you allow, you're saying to the universe, I trust that you're working things out in ways that are for my highest good, even if I don't understand them yet. This trust doesn't mean you stop taking action or making efforts toward your goals. It means you take inspired action rather than forced action. Inspired action feels good in your body. It comes from a place of excitement, joy, or peaceful knowing rather than from fear, desperation, or the belief that you have to make something happen or it won't occur. As you practice allowing, you might notice that some people in your life don't understand this approach. They might think you're being lazy or giving up. This is because most of us have been conditioned to believe that struggle is necessary for success, that if something isn't hard, it isn't valuable. But the truth is that ease and flow are signs that you're moving in alignment with your natural path. Let me share something that might help you embrace this shift. You can say to yourself, I allow good things to come to me easily. I allow myself to receive the love, abundance, and opportunities that are meant for me. I allow my life to unfold in beautiful, surprising ways. Notice how different these words feel compared to statements like, I have to make this work, or I need to force this to happen. Allowing is also about giving yourself permission to want what you want without apology. So many people diminish their desires or feel guilty for wanting more than they currently have. But your desires are not selfish or wrong. They're guidance from your soul about the direction you're meant to grow. When you allow yourself to want what you want and believe that you deserve to have it, you create space for those things to flow into your life. The words you speak to yourself throughout the day are constantly shaping your reality. Most people are completely unaware of their inner dialogue, but this internal conversation is one of the most powerful forces in your life. The thoughts you think repeatedly become your beliefs, and your beliefs determine what you attract and how you experience life. Right now, there's a voice in your head that's been commenting on everything all day long. It's been making judgments about yourself, other people, and your circumstances. It's been telling you stories about what's possible for you and what's not. It's been replaying past hurts and projecting future worries. This voice has become so familiar that you might not even notice it anymore, but it's running in the background of your consciousness like a radio that never turns off. The beautiful news is that you have the power to change the station. You can begin to consciously choose thoughts that support your well-being rather than sabotage it. You can learn to speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer to someone you love dearly. This shift in your inner dialogue is one of the fastest ways to transform your entire life experience. The first step is simply becoming aware of what you're currently saying to yourself. Throughout your day, Start noticing the thoughts that flow through your mind. Pay particular attention to how you speak to yourself when you make a mistake, when something doesn't go as planned, or when you're comparing yourself to others. Notice if your inner voice is critical, demanding, or harsh. Many people are shocked when they first become aware of how unkindly they speak to themselves internally. Once you start noticing these patterns, approach them with compassion rather than judgment. Remember, you learned to think this way based on messages you received early in life. Perhaps you had parents, teachers, or others who were critical and you internalized their voices. Or maybe you developed harsh self-talk as a way to protect yourself from disappointment or rejection. These patterns served a purpose at one time, but now they're ready to be updated with more loving, supportive thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something unkind about yourself, pause and take a breath. Instead of fighting the thought or making yourself wrong for having it, gently redirect your attention to a more loving perspective. You might say to yourself, "That's the old pattern talking. What would I say to a dear friend in this situation?" Then offer yourself the same kindness you would give to someone you care about. One of the most transformative practices you can develop is changing "I can't" statements to "I'm learning to" statements. Instead of saying "I can't do this," try "I'm learning to do this." Instead of "I can't change," try "I'm learning to change." This simple shift moves you from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. It acknowledges that you're in process, that you're developing new skills and capabilities, and that you don't have to have everything figured out right now. Another powerful shift is moving from "I have to" "I get to." Instead of "I have to go to work," try "I get to contribute my talents and earn money." Instead of "I have to exercise," try "I get to take care of this beautiful body." This shift changes the energy from obligation to opportunity, from burden to blessing. As you practice these new thought patterns, be patient with yourself. Your mind has been thinking in certain ways for a long time, and it takes practice to establish new neural pathways. Some days will be easier than others. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress, awareness, and self-compassion. One of the most powerful tools for rewiring your inner dialogue is mirror work. This involves looking into your own eyes in a mirror and speaking to yourself with love and appreciation. I know this might feel uncomfortable at first. Many people find it difficult to look at themselves with kindness or to speak loving words to their reflection. But this discomfort is actually showing you how much healing is needed in your relationship with yourself. Start small with mirror work. Look into your eyes and simply say, "Hello, beautiful." You might notice resistance, criticism, or discomfort arising. That's completely normal. Breathe through those feelings and continue to offer yourself loving words. You might say, "I see you, I appreciate you, you're doing your best," or "I love your willingness to grow and change." Choose words that feel authentic and caring to you. The mirror reflects back to you not just your physical appearance, but also your relationship with yourself. As you practice speaking lovingly to your reflection, you're literally rewiring your brain to see yourself as worthy of love and kindness. This shift in how you see and speak to yourself will change how others see and speak to you as well. You can also use mirror work to practice affirmations that support what you want to create in your life. Look into your eyes and say things like, "I am worthy of love and happiness," or "Good things are always flowing to me," or "I trust myself to make decisions that support my well-being." The combination of eye contact with yourself and spoken affirmations creates a powerful imprint in your subconscious mind. True transformation happens when your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all working together in harmony. Many people try to change their lives by changing only one of these elements, but lasting change requires alignment across all three. When you think one thing, feel another, and do something completely different, you're sending mixed signals to the universe, and your results will be mixed as well. Alignment begins with honest self-assessment. Look at different areas of your life and notice where there might be disconnection between what you think, feel, and do. For example, you might think you want a loving relationship, but if you don't feel worthy of love and you're not taking actions that demonstrate self-love, you're not in alignment with what you say you want. Or perhaps you think you want financial abundance, but you feel anxious and fearful about money, and your actions reflect scarcity thinking. You might hoard resources, avoid investing in yourself, or make decisions based on lack rather than abundance. This misalignment creates resistance in your attraction process. The goal is to bring these three elements into harmony gradually and gently. Start with your thoughts. Choose thoughts that support what you want to create. Then notice how those thoughts make you feel. If they feel good, natural, and true, your emotions will begin to align with your thoughts. If the thoughts feel forced or fake, adjust them until you find thoughts that feel both positive and believable to you. As your thoughts and feelings begin to align, you'll naturally feel inspired to take actions that support your desires. These actions won't feel forced or difficult. They'll feel like natural next steps, creative ideas, or exciting opportunities. When you're in alignment, right action flows effortlessly from right thinking and right feeling. One of the most powerful practices for creating alignment is gratitude. Gratitude is like a magic key that unlocks the door to more good things in your life. When you focus on what you appreciate, you're thinking thoughts that feel good, which creates positive emotions, which inspire positive actions. Gratitude also trains your mind to look for what's working rather than what's missing, and what you focus on expands. Start each day by finding 3 things you genuinely appreciate about your life. They don't have to be big things. You might appreciate the softness of your sheets, the warmth of your morning coffee, or the fact that you woke up with breath in your body. Feel the appreciation in your heart, not just your head. Let the feeling of gratitude fill your chest and radiate throughout your body. Throughout your day, look for opportunities to appreciate what's happening around you. Appreciate the person who holds the door for you, the beauty of a tree you pass, the smile of a child, or your body's ability to carry you through your activities. This practice shifts your attention away from problems and toward possibilities, away from lack and toward abundance. At the end of each day, reflect on what went well. What can you appreciate about how you handled challenges? What evidence did you see that good things are flowing into your life? What small victories can you acknowledge? This evening practice helps you end your day in a state of appreciation rather than worry or self-criticism, which sets you up for more positive experiences the following day. As you practice alignment and gratitude, you'll begin to notice that life feels easier and more joyful. Opportunities will appear more frequently. People will respond to you differently. You'll feel more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This isn't coincidence. It's the natural result of bringing your inner world into harmony and focusing your attention on what you want to experience more of. The most powerful transformations happen through small, consistent daily practices rather than dramatic, sporadic efforts. Your daily routine is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. When you intentionally weave practices into your day that support alignment and positive attraction, you create momentum that carries you toward your dreams with ease and grace. The way you begin each morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of immediately reaching for your phone or rushing into your day's activities, gift yourself a few precious moments to connect with your intentions and your heart. This doesn't require hours of meditation or elaborate rituals. Even 5 minutes of conscious morning practice can shift the entire quality of your day. When you first wake up, before your feet touch the floor, take 3 deep breaths and feel gratitude for the gift of a new day. Place your hands on your heart and set a gentle intention for how you want to feel and what you want to experience. You might say to yourself, "Today, I choose to move through my day with ease and joy. I'm open to wonderful surprises and beautiful opportunities. I trust that everything I need will come to me at the perfect time." As you get ready for your day, continue this intentional energy. While you're brushing your teeth, appreciate your body's ability to take care of itself. While you're getting dressed, choose clothes that make you feel good about yourself. While you're having breakfast, eat mindfully and with gratitude for the nourishment you're receiving. These small acts of appreciation and intention create a foundation of positive energy that will attract more good things throughout your day. Creating a simple morning ritual that feels good to you can anchor you in positive energy before you encounter any challenges or distractions. This might include writing in a journal, doing gentle stretching, listening to uplifting music, or spending a few minutes in nature. The key is consistency and intention, not perfection or complexity. Journaling is one of the most powerful tools for manifestation and clarity. When you write down your thoughts, you're taking them out of the swirling energy of your mind and giving them form and focus. This process helps you understand your own patterns, clarify what you truly want, and release thoughts and emotions that no longer serve you. Try this simple journaling practice each morning. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things you're excited about for the day ahead, and 1 intention for how you want to show up in the world. Don't worry about writing perfectly or having profound insights. Simply let your thoughts flow onto the paper with honesty and kindness. In the evening, journaling becomes a tool for reflection and appreciation. Before you go to sleep, write down 3 things that went well during your day, no matter how small they might seem. Write about any challenges you faced and how you grew from them. Acknowledge yourself for the progress you made, the kindness you showed, or the courage you demonstrated. This practice trains your mind to look for evidence of good things happening in your life, which creates more of them. You can also use journaling to clarify your desires and dreams. Write about what you want to create in your life as if it's already happening. Describe how it feels to live the life you're dreaming of. Write about the person you're becoming and the experiences you're attracting. This process helps align your thoughts and emotions with your desires, making you a magnet for what you want. Creating new habits that support your attraction goals doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start with 1 small practice and do it consistently for a few weeks before adding anything else. You might choose to say 3 appreciations when you wake up, take conscious breaths during transitions in your day, or end each day by acknowledging something you did well. The key to successful habit formation is making the new practice so simple that you can't fail. If you want to start a gratitude practice, begin with 1 appreciation per day rather than 10. If you want to start exercising, begin with a 5-minute walk rather than an hour at the gym. Once the simple version becomes automatic, you can expand it naturally. Remember that every small positive action you take is rewiring your brain and shifting your energy. Each time you choose a loving thought over a critical one, each time you appreciate something instead of complaining, each time you respond to a challenge with patience instead of frustration, you're strengthening neural pathways that support the life you want to create. As you embark on this journey of transformation, it's important to understand that growth isn't always linear. There will be days when you feel on top of the world, when everything flows easily, and when you can clearly see how much you've changed. And there will be days when you feel like you're back where you started, when old patterns resurface, and when you wonder if any of this is really working. Both types of days are completely normal and necessary parts of the growth process. The challenging days aren't evidence that you're failing or that these principles don't work. They're opportunities to practice self-compassion, to deepen your commitment to loving yourself, and to trust that transformation takes time. Just like physical healing happens in waves rather than straight lines, emotional and spiritual healing also has its natural rhythm of expansion and integration. When you're having a difficult day, resist the urge to judge yourself or to abandon the practices that have been helping you. This is precisely when you need them most. Return to the basics, breathe deeply, speak kindly to yourself, and remember that this feeling is temporary. Challenging emotions and situations are like weather patterns. They arise, they peak, and they pass. You don't have to fight them or fix them. You simply need to allow them to move through you while continuing to care for yourself with gentleness. Often, what feels like a setback is actually a setup for a breakthrough. The universe might be showing you an old pattern that's ready to be released, or preparing you for a new level of growth by clearing out what no longer serves you. Instead of seeing obstacles as evidence that you're on the wrong path, try viewing them as course corrections that are guiding you towards something even better than what you originally imagined. When you encounter resistance or challenges, ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? How is this helping me grow stronger or clearer about what I want? Often the answer will illuminate an area where you need more self-love, better boundaries, or deeper trust in your own wisdom. The obstacle becomes a gift that helps you develop qualities you'll need for the next phase of your journey. Practice patience with your growth process. In our instant gratification culture, it's easy to expect immediate results from any effort you make. But real transformation happens in the depths of your being, and those changes need time to integrate and manifest in your outer experience. Trust that every loving choice you make, every moment of awareness you cultivate, and every act of self-compassion you practice is contributing to positive changes, even when you can't see them yet. Be gentle with yourself when you slip back into old patterns. Instead of using these moments as evidence that you're not making progress, use them as opportunities to practice forgiveness and recommitment. You might say to yourself, I notice I'm thinking in the old way again. That's okay. I'm human and I'm learning. I choose to redirect my thoughts with love. This approach keeps you moving forward instead of getting stuck in self-judgment. One of the most profound shifts you can make is expanding your capacity to receive good things. Many people unconsciously limit what they're willing to receive because they don't feel worthy, because they're afraid of disappointment, or because they've been taught that wanting more is selfish. But the universe wants to give you so much more than you've been allowing yourself to receive. Your capacity to receive is directly related to your sense of worthiness. If deep down you don't believe you deserve love, abundance, opportunities, or happiness, you'll unconsciously sabotage these things when they try to come into your life. You might push away compliments, reject help from others, settle for less than you want, or create drama that destroys good things when they arrive. Expanding your capacity to receive begins with recognizing that you are inherently worthy of all good things simply because you exist. You don't have to earn your worthiness through achievement, perfection, or pleasing others. You don't have to prove that you deserve love, success, or happiness. These things are your birthright as a divine being having a human experience. Start practicing receiving in small ways. When someone gives you a compliment, resist the urge to deflect it or minimize it. Simply say, "Thank you," and let yourself actually take in their words. When someone offers to help you, consider saying yes instead of automatically insisting you can handle everything yourself. When life presents you with an unexpected gift, like finding a perfect parking spot or receiving a surprise discount, celebrate it instead of dismissing it as coincidence. Notice where you might be unconsciously blocking good things from coming to you. Do you feel guilty when you spend money on yourself? Do you downplay your achievements to avoid seeming boastful? Do you reject opportunities because you don't think you're qualified enough? These patterns are like walls that keep good things from reaching you. As you become more comfortable receiving, you'll also need to release attachment to how your good will arrive. The universe often delivers blessings in packages that look different from what you expected. The perfect relationship might come through a friendship that gradually deepens. The ideal career opportunity might emerge from a temporary project. The financial abundance you've been seeking might flow through channels you never considered. When you're attached to specific outcomes, you might miss the gifts that are actually being offered to you. Practice saying, "This or something better is flowing to me now." Trust that the universe knows how to bring you what you need in ways that are perfect for your growth and happiness, even if they're not exactly what your mind had planned. Prepare yourself energetically for the good things that are coming by acting as if they're already on their way. This doesn't mean being reckless with your resources or making plans based on what hasn't manifested yet. It means cultivating the feelings and attitudes you'll have when your desires arrive. If you want more love in your life, start treating yourself with more love. If you want financial abundance, begin appreciating the money you currently have and making decisions from abundance rather than scarcity. The more you can embody the energy of what you want before it arrives in physical form, the faster and more easily it will manifest. Your energy is like a magnet, and when you consistently vibrate at the frequency of what you desire, you become irresistible to those experiences. Beautiful soul, as we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to know how proud I am of you for being here, for being willing to look at your life with honest eyes, and for opening your heart to the possibility of positive change. The very fact that you've listened to these words means you're ready to step into a new chapter of your life, one where you remember your power and use it to create beauty, joy, and love. The tiny shifts we've explored today might seem small, but they are the building blocks of a completely transformed life. Every time you choose a loving thought over a fearful one, every time you appreciate what you have instead of focusing on what's missing, every time you speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you're participating in the miracle of transformation. You're proving to yourself and to the universe that you're ready for something better. Remember that you don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to become perfect or figure out your entire life path today. You simply need to be willing to take one small step at a time in the direction of love. Trust that each step will reveal the next one, and that you're being guided every moment toward experiences that will help you grow and flourish. You are not broken, and you never were. You are not behind in life, and you are not running out of time. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, and becoming exactly who you're meant to be. Your struggles have not been meaningless. They have been preparing you for this moment when you remember who you truly are and what you're capable of creating. The universe is conspiring to help you succeed. Life wants you to be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. You are supported by forces of love that are so much greater than any challenge you might face. When you align yourself with these forces through your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you become unstoppable in the most gentle, beautiful way. I want to leave you with these words to carry in your heart. I am worthy of all good things. I trust the process of my life. I am learning to love myself more each day, and this love is attracting wonderful experiences to me. I am exactly where I need to be, and I am moving forward with grace and ease. The universe is supporting me in every way, and I am open to receiving all the blessings that are flowing to me now. Take these words, make them your own, and let them guide you back to the truth of who you are. You are loved, you are powerful, and you are capable of creating a life that fills your heart with joy. Trust yourself, be patient with your growth, and never forget that you deserve all the beautiful things you're dreaming of. The journey continues from here, and it's going to be more wonderful than you can imagine. I believe in you completely, and I'm sending you so much love as you step forward into this new way of being. You've got this, beautiful one. You've always had this. Now you're just remembering how to use it.